And we're live. Welcome to the Writer's Life. Place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life on this beautiful snowy day. Let's see if you can see anything. Can you see that? No? Maybe? Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button and tap that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one exciting video. Yeah, it's snowing like mad, man. I don't think they expected this much snow. So I'm getting up at 5 in the morning and I'm grabbing those skis back there and I'm going to throw them in the Jeep and I'm going to go skiing for a few hours. And then I'll come back, write some stuff. I live very close to, relatively close to a bunch of ski resorts, so not a bad place to live if you like the snow and you like to ski and all that sort of stuff. So the power to publish. I just did a piece for Kindle Vella, and I did a similar story a couple years ago on Medium, but this one's a lot longer. And because it kind of dawned on me, like it was like a wave that just washed over me. I love being dramatic. Like the power that writers have now, like it's just amazing. I mean, I don't even know where to begin half the time. When you think about it, it boggles the mind because you have the power now to publish anything you want, however you want, when you want. Meaning, you can publish the word crap. You can publish the word craps, or rather, you can write the word crap 60,000 times. Make it into a book saying KDP or Kobo or wherever, Barnes and Noble. Call it the crap novel. And if it passes the review, you got yourself a novel called Crap. And how much you want to bet it would sell like 1 million copies just for the novelty of it? Like, oh, did you get the crap novel for Christmas? Now someone's going to steal that and do it. And I'll be like, shit, I'm out of luck. I should have done it. But, well, if somebody does a crap novel, I'll do the fuck novel. I hope my mother doesn't watch these things. Anyway, but I mean, I know I'm a hybrid author. I do, I still send my books in via an agent to publishers and, just signed a deal with Tantora for 3 audiobooks and, got my advance right off the bat. And I still do that stuff, but it is unnecessary. It is not required anymore. It is just, if you want to do that kind of thing, go for it. But you don't have to. And in fact, it's probably better that you don't. The traditional publishing business, the traditional bookstore business, the traditional newspaper business, the traditional mainstream media business are all dinosaurs that are dying a slow, agonizing death. If I were a newspaper man, for instance, at my age now, at this point, I'd finish out my career, collect my pension, and I would beg my children not to go near a newspaper for a job, or else they'll be living home, for the next 20 years. But I would definitely encourage them to start their own publishing imprint and publish independently and publish a lot of material all the time. Now things are changing even more now that AI is really, really becoming smarter than it was even just a couple of years ago. I love my editor and, she does a great job and all this, but I don't need her as much as I used to because I'm able to use online tools like Grammarly and other things to to basically edit my own work. I don't like development edits anymore. I don't trust them. I go with my own critical voice, or rather, I trust my creative voice. I said that completely wrong. Rather, I entirely trust my creative voice now. And that's but that comes with experience and time. In other words, like one of the things that in traditional publishing that used to bug the crap out of me is the 2 or 3 single space long letter you'd get from a developmental editor, and it was always just a bunch of nonsense, because that's their job. They have to like justify their job, right? So they write this like, I went to Yale and I know how to write books, but I'm an editor, so here's how you should change all your words, for publication. Okay. So like I would read their letter and I'd, by the way, if you don't do the changes they suggest, you hit the road and give us our advance money back. So you got to do it. You got to play the game. So like I'd get my letter and I'd make the changes like in a day or two. But if I were to, on the third day, if I were to hand the novel back in, they'd be like, there's no way you went through this so fast. There's no way it was possible to go through this so fast. It's got to take you at least a month or two. So I would do the changes in like a day or so, and then just let the novel sit there for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I would work on something else. It's how stupid it is. The whole industry is just up its own ass. It was just stupid, and like the whole, like going to the bookstore and standing there at a book signing and maybe signing 10 or 11 books, and that whole thing. Like I just don't even entertain that type of thing anymore. If I do a book signing, it's just usually for fun down in New York City at the Mysterious Bookshop, and even that I've sort of gotten away from past couple of years. Stats have shown that 70% of all books now are just being sold right off of this thing. Brick and mortar bookstores are responsible for 25 to 30% of all book sales, and that's mostly boomers going in there and buying the big thick hardcovers. Maybe they buy 1 or 2 a year, or some boomers will, and retired people will go to like a Barnes and Noble and sit there in the morning and drink coffee, and they'll read a book and not buy it and just put it back, almost like a library. But at least a library pays for your books, but I digress a little bit. You can publish your books now on Substack. You could publish on Vella. You could publish on Wattpad. Heck, you could publish on your own website and charge, set up what do I have? A Stripe account and get paid directly. In other words, you could do whatever you want to do, how you want to do it. It's completely up to you. Someone else's idea of publishing their work can be completely different from mine. I do whatever works for me. I use Substack. I use my newsletter. I use YouTube. And that's a lot right there. I mean, that takes up a lot of time. And I publish, on Vella, and then I create books out of those. I publish with Down and Out Books. I publish 1 book a month with them. And I freelance a little bit, and that takes up the day, takes up about 5 hours a day. That's all you need. But it's just incredible, the opportunities that are out there for writers right now. The old traditional ways, no longer an opportunity. The new digitally based methods and opportunities are incredible. So go for it if you can. If you're prolific, if you're pulp speed, and especially if you love to write pulp fiction, because pulp fiction is really still very popular. Cliffhangers and sci-fi stories and mysteries and action and adventure, still extremely, extremely popular. Just go to Netflix and you'll see what I mean. Fantasy, it's a great time to be a writer. That's all I can say. The power to publish. Check out the essay on Kindle Vella. It'll come out in like 2 days. All right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. After I come back, excuse me, from skiing. And ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao.